Hi and welcome to Positively Sparking, podcasts on internet marketing, online business, entrepreneurship and digital living. Today I'm with Joe Harrison, expert VA and client manager at Positive Sparks. We're going to chat through our favourite apps for the month of October. So hey Joe, how are you?
Hi Phil, I'm good thanks, how are you?
Very good, very good. So we're a little bit late this week on our podcast, all down to your internet not playing.
All my fault, sorry. Yeah, I can't, unfortunately, internet problems in my house mean I can't work. So yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare week.
Well, just to give you a positive to that, I've had 2 emails asking us if the podcast is going out already.
Oh, really?
Which reflects the popularity.
Of course.
Both are obviously asking for you, Joe, not me.
Oh, no, I'm sure it's about you. It's nothing about me.
So we're into October. It's getting a bit darker at night.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's influenced your selection of apps for the month. What's your first app, Joe?
I'm not sure whether it is anything that has influenced me. Okay, so my first app is one that I've been using for absolutely ages, and I'm sure lots of people will have heard of it, and it's Feedly. And I changed over to Feedly when, I can't remember what it's called, Google stopped doing the RSS feeds. I can't even remember what it was called now.
Google Alerts.
That's it, yeah. A long time ago, they stopped doing this, so I thought I need to find something else to obviously curate content from. So I chose Feedly, which has turned out to be absolutely brilliant for everything that I need. So this is where I where I curate all of my content for social media for myself or for clients. And it's basically you log in and it comes up with all your you put some RSS feeds into it, so even a website address would do. It picks it up and then you can follow it, so every time someone posts a new blog post, it comes up in your stream, so you can see all the latest stuff that's coming up. So I've literally got lots of different groups on my Feedly, and they've all got lots of different RSS feeds. And I literally have to log in to this every morning, and I can read the news in 5 minutes. Brilliant.
Wow. And I know you have so many clients. There must be 1,000 Feedly things going on here. It must be. I can't believe you read all that in 5 minutes.
Well, I don't read it. I do a quick skim. And see if there's any interesting blog posts that I want to share on my social media, and then I transfer them over to Buffer or Hootsuite. And then each week when I schedule client social media, I use Feedly to search for content. So as well as the feeds that I've got saved and that I'm following, I can also type in the search box, for example, productivity, and do a bit of filtering. And it brings up everything, all the blog posts about productivity. And then I can pick and choose and read the bits I want, schedule things directly from Feedly, which is really good. So it saves me so much time.
A recommendation and a half there. Good stuff.
Yes.
So tell me, you mentioned Buffer just there as another tool that you take things from Feedly into, so you can send the content out.
That's
right. What is better about Feedly above using Buffer's own internal content curation service?
I have tried. I do use Buffer's internal RSS feed, but you can only have a certain number of feeds. I think I'm not exactly sure how many it is at the moment, and it's not so pretty. On Buffer, when you click on the content inbox, it just lists the titles with the links. So you're not seeing the images. You don't get an idea of what the post is about from just reading the title. So I find I do look on that sometimes. If for some reason I'm not looking at Feedly, I'll go and have a look at Buffer. If I'm in Buffer and I need to add an extra post. But I find Feedly is a lot more pretty. You say it's pretty.
You've raised an interesting point there that I just want to ask you about. Because you can see the images in Feedly, which is its advantage over Buffer, how much more likely are you to post or repost another piece of content because it has a great image?
I don't think I would. I don't think I would go on the image to then want to post it. I just like looking at the pictures. I mean, if it obviously has a great image, then obviously I'm more likely to post it. But I don't take the image as, oh wow, that's a great image, and then not even bother reading the post because the post might be really rubbish.
Sure. Okay.
So, and I do tend to read the posts or skim read them first before I then share them. I wouldn't generally just share things directly without actually reading them.
Okay. So what I'm wondering is how much of Feedly is for you and how much is for your client?
Probably about 50-50, I
Sure.
think.
Which is probably the case with every app we ever recommend.
Yeah, I guess so, yes. I don't generally use it. I mean, I'm going to be mentioning another app in a minute, but with Feedly set up, I've got a group called Business Blogs, which are all the blogs that I follow and that I like to share on my social media. And I've set up with a recipe within If This Then That, IFT, which I'm not mentioning, but I'm going to be mentioning something similar to that. So every time one of these blogs in my business blogs category posts a new blog, it goes directly to my buffer. So I don't have to look at it every day. And I know I just said that I read the posts before I share them. But in this case, the blogs that I have on this category are blogs that I know post good blogs. And they're interesting and they're always being shared on my social media. So it's like an automated thing that I know people are going to find interesting. And then the blogs that I post on top of that are the ones that I found and read and thought, yeah, they're really interesting and they're extra.
Another interesting thing you made me think of there. Some of the blogs that you automatically allow to post their content.
Yeah.
A credit to them in the sense that they built up such a high level of trust with you, you're happy to let them run free.
Yes. I mean, what I do, it only goes out onto my Twitter because you can only link it to one account. And what I do every now and again, I'll go into my buffer and I'll look through the feed that's going out and just double check there aren't any strange ones, like if somebody's been hacked and there's lots of like stuff going out that shouldn't be. Then I'll delete them. So I do check on it on a weekly basis to make sure that all the blogs that are going out are relevant to my audience, so to speak.
Good. No love letters and no suicide notes.
Exactly. And there's sometimes I go in there and there's some random titles and I'm thinking, what on earth is that? And so those get deleted. If I don't know what the blog is about by just reading the title, then I delete it.
There's another tip for everybody writing blog posts.
Yeah.
So Feedly's been around a long time, but for people who haven't visited it before, what's the address, Jo?
It's literally feedly.com.
Nice and
Very
simple.
easy.
Yeah.
I use the Pro version because you get lots of extra stuff with the Pro version, and it's about $5 a month. But there is a free version, which you can pretty much do all the stuff that I do on there with the free version. So,
very good.
Yeah.
Have you noticed quite a few apps priced at $5 a month are now saying cheaper than a cup of Starbucks coffee?
Yes, I have. Have you as well?
I have. Isn't that
amazing, isn't it?
an insight into inflation?
Yeah. Wow, it's $5 a Starbucks coffee. I'm glad I don't live anywhere near a Starbucks.
Cool. Okay, so my first app of the month is one that you've actually used to book this time slot. Well, it's actually our original time slot.
Oh, yes, of
before
course.
your internet broke.
Yep.
Which is running beautifully now, by the way.
Excellent.
So, recently I've been looking for a really good tool to allow people to book time with me. So one thing I've noticed, our podcast actually makes me think a lot more about my time and am I using it wisely? Could I use it better? So one of the things I noticed, I spent lots of time arranging meetings, emailing, when are you free? I'm not free then, are you free here? And it goes on and on and on. Yeah. So I tried 3 or 4 different apps which would offer people a calendar with all my free time on for them to go and book a time. And youcanbookme.me, so that's youcanbook.me, is the best one for me.
Excellent. I'm going to so use this one. I need this in my life.
Beautifully integrates with Google Calendar.
Yep.
It's pretty easy for everyone to use, it seems. I will say that...
Easy.
Was it easy for you?
It was easy, yeah, very easy.
Great to know. By and large, people like it. There are some people who just don't want to use it because it's electronic.
Of course.
And still continue to email. But
of course.
It saved me a lot of time in the last week.
Yeah, I'm sure. And you speak to a lot of people, so I can imagine it saved you loads of time.
And it's kind of nice, getting up in the morning and realising I'm going to have a chat I didn't expect.
Yeah, of course. Is there some kind of time? Like, obviously, if somebody does it overnight, books you a time overnight for like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, then you can control that.
And you're not awake.
You can say there has to be a minimum of X amount of notice.
Okay, good.
So for me, that's 12 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Good idea.
Yeah, you've got to control that, haven't you?
Yeah.
And there's all these other things you can set as well. So if when I don't know if you noticed when you booked, you also get an email that allows you to reschedule if you want to, or cancel.
All
with a click. And the extra features which are there if you want to go on the paid version. So the paid version is £7 a month for me, or $10 if you're elsewhere.
Yep.
You can have a text message reminder. So I could have had the whole system send you a text.
Yeah.
And you can also integrate a payment system. So if you charge for your time and you want to sort all the payment stuff out before it even happens, then that facility is there too.
Oh, that's good.
Very good.
Oh, excellent.
So if you're looking, you talk to a lot of people as well, with your 1,000 clients on Feedly.
Well, I try not to speak to people, but sometimes I have to.
Our colleague Neil has a great bugbear about that, doesn't he?
Of course.
But I think
I don't charge anyone for calls. It's fine. Maybe I should, and then I wouldn't have to speak to anybody.
There you go. That would change things.
It would.
But it is a really useful app. So, having come to that, I'm now not turning back. It's there.
Good. I'm going to have a look. Is there a free plan, or am I going to pay £7?
So there is a free plan, which for many people will suffice.
Yeah.
You can trial the professional version for 2 weeks, and I think it's worth you doing that just to see if it improves your life enough to pay for.
Yeah, exactly. Good idea. I'm going to try.
Excellent. So that's youcanbook.me.
Cool.
So, Joe, what's your second app?
Well, my second app is an app that I signed up to ages and ages ago, but just never got round to testing it. So last few weeks I've been testing it out, just the free version, and it's called Zapier. And it's, as I was saying earlier with Feedly, it's very similar to If This Then That, which I've been using for a long time, where you create recipes. On Zapier, they're called Zaps, where you can automate certain tasks for you. So on Zapier, this last couple of weeks, I've set up a few Zaps, and they've worked really well actually. And they're but I've run out of Zaps for my free plan because I'm sending too much data through it. So I should have started with less things. So some of the Zaps I've set up, just to give you an example of what they are. I was having problems with my emails last week. I wasn't receiving some, as you know, because I think you were one of the people that told me that I wasn't. And so I've set up a Zap which connects to my email, my IMAP details, and every time I receive an email, it enters the details into a Google spreadsheet in the background, so I can look at this Google spreadsheet and see all the emails that I've